Okay. Okay, well, it looks like we're running into the issue again. Damn it. Videos. Hey, Becky. I am in the Google Hangout right now, and there I could see the people in the webinar, but it's the same thing like it was last time. They're not actually in the Google Hangout. It says 0 viewers. I don't remember. Well, I guess not. I didn't do it right. Okay. So I don't go through the webinar jam link? Oh, I think we got it. Okay, everybody's showing up now. I think we're good. I think we're good. They could see me. Okay, thanks, Becky. Okay, bye-bye. Okay, everybody. I am here. This is Bill, the knee pain guru. I apologize for the technical difficulties. I am really good at getting people out of knee pain. As far as the technical challenges, I run into them. So here we are. I'm really excited about today. A lot of really great stuff going on, gaining some awesome momentum, getting some great results. We got some fantastic questions. If you are a member of the Knees for Life Inner Circle, I just sent out a link that you would have received in your inbox. And you click on that link and it'll bring you into the Google Hangout with me, and we can work like we're working one-on-one. If you are not a member of the Knees for Life Inner Circle, then what I will do, if you go over to your pop-ins tab to the right, I am going to put an offer up. I got a great special that is going on, $97. You get my ebook, The Comfort Zone, Stop Your Knee Pain Now, Dr. Frank Charles' Ultimate Supplement List. You get 1 month free in the Knees for Life Inner Circle, and you also get a 30-minute knee pain elimination strategy session with me. So click on that button, go and get that. Sign up for the Inner Circle, and you'll be able to work with me in a couple of weeks when we have our next Hangout. So if you're wondering why you can't interact with me, that is why. Members of the Inner Circle are able to interact with me. People that aren't are able to listen to what I'm sharing, but they can't interact with me. So that's how it goes. Okay, we are now going to move on to the questions. We got the, I really want to work, Edgardo had some awesome questions that he sent in this week. Really excited because I'm going to explain what's going on with Edgardo. And he is going through this cyclical fashion of getting great results, and then something changes. And this is where I look at knee pain very much like baking a cake. We have to have the right ingredients in the right amounts, in the right order, with the right timing. And if we have one of those out of order, what happens is, it'll kind of look like you're getting out of knee pain, but it's not long lasting. It's not sustainable. So I'm going to make some distinctions when reading Edgardo's questions that he sent to me over the past couple of weeks that I'm going to point out that make a huge difference in utilizing my program in a way that you can be successful. Because ultimately, what do you want? You don't want to have to think about your knees. You want to go out and live your life. You don't want to have to be sitting on a webinar with me, which is what I want for you. However, we have to do first things first. And we got to get the body out of pain. And we got to teach it to stay out of pain by creating the conditions so your body can do so. And when it does that, you stop thinking about your knee. You start thinking about how you're going to step or how you're going to move, because the results are there. You're experiencing it. So I am going to, let's see. Okay, where are the questions? Inner circle questions. I got, let me find Edgardo's. There we go. Okay. Bill, in your previous Google Hangout, which was 2 weeks ago, you recommended that I do the passive stretches, modules 1, 2, 3, 4, and module 40 due to the pain and discomfort in the medial meniscus, medial plateau, and upper tibia shin bone. Having done the stretches, the pain and discomfort has dramatically reduced to a scale of 0 to 1. Yes. What I am experiencing at times is stiffness and numbness in my knees when walking more than 45 to 60 minutes. At times I have to stop and bend my left or right knee to get the circulation going. The sensation could also come from the copper compression sleeves that I wear over my knees when walking on trails. Moving forward, what are your recommendations considering my progression? Okay, Edgardo, first thing I try is walking without the compression sleeves. I'd kind of see how your knees feel after that. Based on that, what we're looking at when you have the, what do you talk about? The stiffness and numbness in the knees. Generally what's happening is there's tension patterns coming out of the pelvis. Now I did send you some of the stretches, the passive stretches for the pelvis. And you were working with those, and you had other questions regarding those. But first things first, I would try walking without the compression sleeves. See how that changes how your knees feel. Then I would work with the pelvis stretches. And let me bring those up. And by the way, for all those that were on the call a couple of weeks ago, we had horrible technical difficulties, and I apologize for that. It was a miss. We have two different Google accounts, and the Google account that I was logged into was one, and the Google account that the broadcast was on was different. So what ended up happening is I could see everybody saying they couldn't see me, but I wasn't getting that. So I worked it out with my tech, Becky, and she helped me get that worked out. At least we're still working it out today. Okay, Edgardo, I gave you the passive stretches. So you go in the virtual clinic, stretching lounge, passive stretching section. We were looking at modules 9, 10, and 11 in the pelvis. One of your other questions that you sent in was, let's see, where'd it go? The amount of time that you would hold those. And those stretches are going to be dependent on your nervous system, meaning you feeling those shifts in your nervous system when the body switches over from a tense state to a relaxed state. And you're going to notice that by your breath changing, your body relaxing somehow, your mind wandering, your eyes blinking, a body part twitches. Something is going to be different in your physicality. And that's what we're looking for. When the body makes that shift, you could think of the cues that your body gives out before you go to sleep. You have those little signals, you know, your body gets tired, so you start yawning, or you know, you just kind of want to stretch a little bit. You're drift into thought. When you're about to fall asleep and your body jumps like that. Those are all indications of the nervous system dropping into a rested and relaxed state. This is what we're looking for when you're doing the passive stretches. So when you're doing those modules 9, 10, and 11, those are going to make a big difference. I would also add module 24. This is for your SI joint, or the sacroiliac joint. That's the joint between the hip bone on your one side and your sacrum, which is the lower part of your spine. I would add that into the mix, and then remove the compression sleeves and see how your knees fare as you're walking. Excuse me. Okay. Now, Edgardo sent me something like last night, and I'm not finding the question. Wait a minute, where is it? Okay, I'm not finding the question right now, but the gist of what he was sharing was his knees felt good, so he decided to exercise. He decided to do something, which is a very common mistake that happens when the knees start feeling better. You want to go and start pushing the body right away, but it's too early. We got to give the body time to heal, especially if you're dealing with something that's been around for a long time, like arthritis, bone and bone, just knee pain that's been there for longer than a couple of days or a couple of weeks. If we push the body too early, what happens is the body isn't ready for that physicalness, and we haven't taught it to create comfort enough. So in what Edgardo did was he just pushed his body too soon. It's not a big deal. It's like we haven't regressed. However, we experience pain, and then it's just a mindset piece in terms of regrouping and beginning to create comfort again. And the more we do this over time, we train the body to experience a different reality in the knees. When we stop focusing on the pain and we start focusing on the comfort, what ends up happening is the body now expands. It lets go, it relaxes, and now there's different options and opportunities for the body to heal. Because when the body's in that rested and relaxed state, that's where the ability of the body to heal is optimized. So that's something that, Edgardo, just regroup. Don't change anything. Continue doing the passive stretches like you've been doing, setting up the conditions with water, nutrition, and breathing. Keep your mindset in check, which is, if you start getting that little, inner 2-year-old that's going, this is not going to work. My knee's in pain. Nothing's changed. Begin to write that authentic journaling where you time yourself for 10 minutes and just like brain vomit on a piece of paper to get that emotion out. Because that emotion that when we're annoyed or frustrated about our knees, it sticks in our body and causes tension, which makes it even more difficult for the body to heal. So, this approach, it's a holistic approach. We have to look at all different aspects that are creating the conditions in the body for the body to express knee pain. We need to recognize those conditions and set a new set of conditions, so then the body spits out strong, healthy knees that last the rest of your life. So Edgardo, it's just great work. I love getting the emails from you because I see the changes and go back and read those emails you sent me just a week ago and realize that you were like down to a 0 or a 1, your pain level, and what we were starting with just a month and a half ago, and how quickly that began to drop when we started introducing comfort on a regular basis to the body. So keep that in mind, that no matter how much pain you're in, we're only talking about a nerve the width of an eyelash that is being squeezed in your knee that needs the pressure taken off of it, that sets up the conditions for your body to heal, and you're that close to experiencing relief. So, Edgardo, great job. Okay, I'm going to go to the next question here. It's from Dennis. It says, Bill, I signed up for the meniscus webinar. I only wish I had the information before subjecting myself to the surgery in January. What a mess. Many things can go wrong with the surgery and recovery. Wait a minute. The words are going off the page. I don't have like the full. You ever see one of those emails that they just keep going on? Okay, I can't get all of it on the screen. Okay. We're going to do this. The pain was much worse at the patella and the IT band issues I experienced before the surgery. Then I requested the surgeon to authorize some physical therapy. During 2 weeks of daily therapy using electrostim, another PT group that is certified in electrostim, which is a soft tissue manipulation designed to get rid of the scar tissue. While I'm not sure exactly why this has all turned out so poorly, I suspect that the cortisone shot combined with surgical procedures weakened the patella tendon, and my overaggressive rehab resulted in my current patellar tendinitis. Not sure why the IT band is acting up other than the existence of scarring from the surgery. I have started doing self-massage, stretching, mobility, and strength exercises developed specifically for IT band syndrome and patellar tendinitis recovery. If I had to do it over, I would not get the surgery. I look forward to the webinar. Okay. Dennis, the thing that I would give you feedback on is, in order for your knee to hurt, there has to be a neurological programming in your body that is creating the IT band to be tight, the tension to be in the patella tendon, which strains the patella tendon and causes issues. And what we need to do is begin to address the pattern. And if we go and strengthen the body before we address the pattern, we just reinforce a dysfunctional pattern. Now, this is really important. I want to repeat this. Before we strengthen the body, we have to repattern the neurology in the body. Otherwise, we're just reinforcing a dysfunctional pattern. So in order to straighten up our living room, we got to turn on the lights first. We got to see exactly how it's not lining up. And in doing so, we begin to create the conditions so the body can heal. So that's something to really consider and look at. And when I'm working with clients, especially in these Knees for Life Inner Circle, I'm talking a lot about the passive stretching. And the passive stretching is getting the pressure off of the nerves, which rewires the neurology in the body. It's a very simple process. However, it's not necessarily easy because we are forced to feel where the body is comfortable. We are forced to look not for the pain, but for the comfort. And that can be challenging when everything in society is about, no pain, no gain, just do it, push through the pain. Pain is weakness leaving the body. So the mentality is designed to ignore the pain and push through. But eventually the body goes, F you, we can't deal with this anymore. We have to do something different. Otherwise, I'm going to put you in so much pain, you have to pay attention. You can't suck it up anymore. You can't push through the pain. And that's where we are. With the state of the nation of the knees, state of our our knees, that they get into so much pain that we just can't ignore it anymore. We can't push it aside. We have to look at it. And when we've done this long period of time of ignoring it, it's difficult. Okay, so Dennis, that answers your comment. Thank you for writing in. It's great. This question right here is from Edgardo. What's the time frame doing the pelvis tuck? I'd like you to spend 5 to 10 minutes a couple times a day doing it. But in terms of like a specific position to hold it in, hold it for 30 seconds to a minute or until you feel the shift. The shift, once again, is that nervous system switching from a tense state to a relaxed state. It's where your body feels better. Okay, now question here from Molly. I have been experiencing knee pain for some years now. 1 minute I was active in the gym, running upstairs. Another minute I was crying out for pain. It started with my lower back and then sharp pain in my buttocks and back of the leg. I went to the doctor and did an MRI on my back and was told that I have minor arthritis in my lower back. I did x-rays for my knees and was told everything was fine. Pain in my lower back has since subsided. There remains the pain in the knees. I have problems walking up and down stairs, which can prove to be very painful. And sometimes when I walk, I feel pain in my lower leg, almost like a pinched nerve. It can paralyze me for a couple of seconds. Also, if I'm sitting for too long, my feet become heavy and the back of my upper legs becomes wearing and painful. I'm really tired of these pains. I'm only 33. I want to be able to get back to my life and active again. I'm considering doing an MRI on my knees, not sure if that's going to do anything. I need some advice ASAP on what to do so that I recover from these pains. Okay, Molly, here's the deal. Being more specific as far as how your knees hurt, like when you say they're painful, are they painful when you push off, when you're going up and down stairs? Are they painful when you push off or when you step down? Are they painful when the leg is bent or when the leg is straight? Are they painful when you twist? These are all indications of that'll help me zero in more on what you have going on. The stretches that I'd like you to begin working with are, once again, in Virtual Clinic, the Stretching Lounge, the passive stretching section. Work with modules 1, 2, 1, 2, and 40. Do those 10 to 15 minutes in the morning and 10 to 15 minutes in the evening. So that's passive stretches 1, 2, and 40. And then work with modules 22 and 23 10 minutes before you get out of bed in the morning, 10 minutes before you go to sleep at night. This is going to help relax the tension in your hips and your lower back, which is also contributing to what's going on in your knees. Now, I will give you a word of warning that as you create comfort, you experience the pain in your back first. The body, like I said, it's designed to ignore the pain, push through the pain. So our body will compensate in a way so we can't feel the back anymore, but we now start feeling the knees. And as we create comfort in the knees and the knee pain goes away, 9 times out of 10, you're going to feel that old pain in the back again. Now, what I want you to be aware of is that this can happen. There's a good chance this is going to happen, and realize you're not regressing. That pain has always been there. It's just that the white noise in your nervous system has been escalated to such an extent that you can't hear it. Think of it like you got to shut the vacuum off to hear the water dripping. Like, we can't hear what's going on at the faucet if the vacuum is screaming loud. And the same thing, we can't hear what's going on in your lower back if your knees are in pain. So we have to understand this from a broader perspective. We have to look at it, a bigger view of what's going on in your body. And when we do that and we set up the conditions for the body to heal, it does. It just does it. You have to watch, though, that our mindset doesn't get to a place, oh, my back's in pain, so this doesn't work, or it's hopeless. We just need to stay the course. We need to continue focusing on comfort. We need to continue to set up the conditions so your body can heal with water, nutrition, breathing. And what happens is your body just moves and it heals, and it does it on its own. So go ahead and work with that. Let me know how that turns out, because I'd be interested in hearing how that goes. Okay, question from Johnny. I love what you said, the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. That couldn't be more true. I never thought about that relating to coping with knee pain. I can see that it would be important to change your knee therapy to get a different result. Thanks for sharing. Okay, Johnny, the big piece, and you're spot on as far as that goes. Everything you know about getting out of knee pain is in what you know. It's in the realm of what you know, your knowledge base. And getting you out of pain means you have to leave that area of everything that you know and go to another place that you don't know. So that can be scary. That can be challenging. That can really test who you are as a person. Most people, when they get to that place, quit. That's just how it is. They quit. Matter of fact, I'm working with I don't even know if I'm working with a client anymore. His body is going through a healing crisis. I told him when we started that about 4 to 6 weeks out. And it happens with every client that there's this place where we hit a plateau, we hit a wall, and the body goes into a lot of pain. The clients that are unsuccessful quit. They don't rely on me. They don't connect with me. They stop listening. They stop trying. They go to a place of self-pity. Poor me. This doesn't work. My clients that are successful, what they do is they rely on me. They lean into it. They ask me more questions. They look for distinctions in the nuances that their body is expressing. And what ends up happening is they get tremendous results. And at the end of our working together, they're in a place that they couldn't even comprehend because they didn't give up. And I know if you're watching this, that's you. You don't want to give up. You want a solution. You want to enjoy your life. So I'm really happy you're here on the journey with me, because man, life is really good on the other side of knee pain, believe me, because you have this appreciation for things that you didn't have before. I went for a run this morning, and that was something that it really came to my mind. So, okay. Question from Jackie. It's I'm waiting for a full left hip replacement at the end of July. I already have had the right one replaced. This time has happened very quickly, and I'm experiencing severe referring nerve pain in my left knee. It started at the front of the left side, on the side of the knee, and now also in the front on the right. It is it's even worse than a toothache that I struggle to cope with. Drugs don't seem to help. Acupuncture provides some short-lived relief, physio less so. I can't sit and relax or lay and sleep as the pain seems worse at rest. So the tiredness only makes it worse. I also have visible swelling on the right side of the knee at the bottom quarter. This occurs if I walk more than a few yards and stays for days, only increasing the agony. The hip is due to osteoarthritis, so is also painful, but nothing compared to the referring nerve pain in my knee. Any advice on how to get relief? Gratefully received. Thank you in advance. Jackie. Okay. Jackie, we could approach it a couple different ways. We could look at it for short-term relief. I would refer you to Dr. Frank Charles's Ultimate Supplement List. That is actually in that special over to the right. You go to the tab section, and I have that special there, the $97 thing with the ebooks and 1 month in the inner circle and Dr. Frank Charles's supplement list and a conversation with me. What we're looking at is a systemic thing. Like your right hip got replaced, the left one's going to get replaced. There is something, looking at your body as a system, it's breaking down. And getting the hip replaced is not going to address the breaking down of the system. We have to look at the big thing with arthritis is water, is hydration. The body is dehydrated. Your body doesn't have enough water in it to be able to lubricate the joints so the joints don't deteriorate. When the joint begins to deteriorate, it irritates the nerves. It squeezes tighter, which creates a compounding effect. The joint deteriorates faster. The pain gets worse. The body compensates. So it begins to refer the pain to different areas. Just like when we were talking about Molly's situation. So we have to look both short-term and long-term if you want to avoid having all your joints, because that just doesn't sound like fun to me. The problem is, even with a replacement, you still got to deal with the pain. You still have to do therapy. It's not like it's a quick fix. That's what is actually a little bit disheartening when I hear clients who have gone in for knee replacement surgeries that it's not what they thought. Their pain is still up there. It's just in a different spot because they've cut off the bones in your leg and replaced it with plastic and metal so you can't feel it at that place. The tension has to shift somewhere else in your body. And it's important to understand this before going into a barbaric surgery like that, like a joint replacement surgery. So, okay, here's what I would do. My strategy for you. Increase your water intake. Your body divided by 2 ounces, your body weight divided by 2 ounces of water per day. You can look into the stretching or the virtual clinic the hydration station and read in there. There's a lot of information on water in there. I'd start increasing your water intake. I would look at the recipe for the original Gatorade so your body's able to absorb that water, because odds are your body is minerally deficient, so it can absorb the water. Then I would look at the nutrition piece, go into the nutrition kitchen, get into that. I have some interviews with some nutritionists in there that are great, that'll give you a better insight in terms of the types of foods you can begin incorporating into your diet that'll help your body regenerate itself. I look into the breathing room, module 2 in the breathing room, the breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth, the proper breathing that'll begin to relax the tension in your body, your overall body. Next thing I would do, start at the front of the left side of the knee. I would begin working with modules 1 and 2 in the passive stretching section of the stretching lounge, as far as addressing that toothache kind of feeling in your knee. I would work on that and then send me an email. Let me know how that goes, and we'll continue this progress. This is going to take time. This is going to take effort, and it's not going to be easy. I promise you it's not going to be easy, especially at the state your body is in. However, you can do it. It's not saying it's impossible. My father had a saying. It said, difficult things take time. Impossible things take a little longer. So this will be challenging for you, but I believe you could do it. So start working with that, the water, the nutrition, the breathing. Work with the passive stretches 1 and 2, as well as look into Dr. Charles's supplements, because he's got some great stuff for post-surgery, pre-surgery, pain, everything that you're talking about. So I think that would give additional nutritional support. Okay. Question here from Bren. Says, hello. A year ago, I was involved in a motorcycle accident, which I ended up with a broken femur. Surgeon went through my knee to fix it, and everything was fine. I was able to regain regular use of my knee, as in bending it, putting pressure on it, and all good stuff, but it turned out a screw was messing up the tissue on the side of my knee and had to get it removed. I'm now almost 2 months post-op, and my knee feels horrid. Feels like a shell is on it. I can feel a lump that I know shouldn't be there, and it's rather painful. I can't bend my knee properly, and it hurts badly to put pressure on it, even when it's me putting my knee on the bed to put a sheet on it. It feels like it's scar tissue. I felt it the first time around, and I myself massaged my knee until I can no longer feel it. This time it is much bigger and far more painful. What should I do? Any info helps. Thank you. Okay, this was Brent. Okay. You're probably dealing with scar tissue. Scar tissue and connective tissue and fascia. It's all the same. And what I would do to work with scar tissue, especially in the area that you're working with, is go to the stretching lounge, passive stretching section. I would work with Module 45, scar tissue and specific pain point work. And then called the skin twist. Let me find the specific. I'm not finding it. It's in there. Stretching. Oh, module 42 and module 45. Module 42 is the skin twist, and module 45 is a scar tissue specific pain point work. So the skin twist is going to be working with larger areas of fascia, connective tissue, scar tissue, fascial adhesions that you take the comfort and the sheet will let go. So it's a bigger pattern of like when your knee feels like a shell. And then module 45 is going to be scar tissue and specific pain point work. So you're going to work, instead of with a large area, you're going to work with a specific area, working the tension patterns in the 3 directions that the body can hold tension, which is up and down, side to side, and rotation. And you'll find the specific areas that is giving you discomfort, release those areas, and then move on to another place. Excuse me, even if it's only like a millimeter to the right or a millimeter to the left, as long as you're getting the releases, your body is shifting and letting go of the pain, tension, and discomfort, then continue doing this. As you do this, you're creating a new reality for the knee, and it's going to work. So go ahead and give that a shot. Brent, go ahead and give that a shot and keep me posted. Let me know how it goes. Okay. It came from Kelly. Came across your video. My question is, what exercise do you recommend for knee pain when the kneecaps are pins? I have cerebral palsy with femurs also pinned. I have nerve damage in my legs and feet and sciatic nerve pain. I tried the one exercise in where your video, you turn the shin area outwards, and I did feel a bit less pressure on my knee. I also have too much tone in my right hip, and I know that plays a part with my right foot turning outwards. I'm planning on having the pins out of my knee, but in the meantime, your help would be massive to help me with my as my knee pain inflicts on my life. It's a catch-22 situation. The pain is usually what sets other pains off. It helps my pain like the pressure being put on the knee sometimes, like kneeling on a wooden plank or wood. Okay. Kelly, here's the piece. You can still do any of the stretches in the virtual clinic. You can still work with any of those. The key to it is, and this is for anyone, if any of the passive stretches cause you pain, don't twist it that much, or don't move it that much. Move it in a slower range, meaning we have 2 different types of ranges with a joint. Knee joint, shoulder joint, neck joint, elbow, whatever it is. We have the comfortable range of motion. When we're in pain, we have the comfortable range of motion. And then we have the anatomical range of motion. And what most people do is try to access the anatomical range of motion before they understand their comfortable range of motion. Big distinction here. Huge. Huge. So, Kelly, when you're working with the comfortable range of motion, we create comfort, the body relaxes, so the comfortable range of motion increases. And then we work in that comfortable range of motion, and the body relaxes. Comfortable range of motion increases. Pretty soon, we can get the comfortable range of motion to meet the anatomical range of motion. And when we do that, now we have full flexibility and mobility and access to our body's ability to express itself. But until then, if we push to the anatomical range of motion, we're going to be in pain, and we're going to stay in pain. And when our body gets to the comfortable range of motion meeting the anatomical range of motion, now we can exercise. Now we can push the body. Now we can do things that we want to do because we don't have the fear that it's going to hurt. So we have to do this systematically. So Kelly, I'm going to give you some specific modules in the virtual clinic, the stretching lounge, the passive stretching section. So in addition to the ones that you were working with, I'd like you to also work with these. Modules 1, 1, and 2. And I want you to do the same as the other ones, especially you have pins in there, the ones that I just gave. Modules 42, the skin twist, but I want you to go really gentle. Like we don't, a lot of times when we're working with the body through the central nervous system, affecting how the nerves are squeezed, less is more. If we go a smaller range of motion, the release can be bigger. So it's important to understand that distinction. So I want you to do module 42, the skin twist, work with that. And I also want you to do module 45, which is the scar tissue and specific pain point work. When you work with these, this is going to be great, especially around all the areas where you have the screws or scars or lumps where there's scar tissue underneath. You work with a real gentle. Go up and down, figure which one's comfortable. Side to side, which one's comfortable. Rotation clockwise and counterclockwise, figure which one's comfortable. And you can have amazing, amazing releases, relief, give you relief in your body that you can't even comprehend right now because it's so outside of what we know at this moment. But give it a chance, give it a shot, spend some time, minimum 10 minutes in the morning and 10 minutes in the evening. Minimum, do that. But if it still continues to feel good, then do it periodically throughout the day. The worst case scenario that's going to happen by taking the body to comfort is nothing's going to change. And that's perfectly fine. But in my experience, when we take the body to comfort, the body lets go. And it does some amazing, amazing stuff on its own because we're tapping into its innate wisdom and its innate ability to heal itself. Okay, question here from Jill. Dear Knee Guru, I have medial knee pain that started 1 month after anterior vein stripping in my left leg. I'm a yoga fanatic and I'm determined to fix this. Any guidance you can offer is greatly appreciated. I love to know about how to do active release therapy or any other method to get the nerves set right again. Regards. Jill, active release technique or active release therapy is apples and oranges to what I do. And it's very important to understand that we're taking the body to comfort. And when you take the body to comfort, we're not causing it pain. I've done a little bit of active release therapy. It does work well. However, it can be painful when you're doing it. For those of you that aren't familiar with active release therapy or art therapy, they'll generally put pressure on a spot. Let's say it's in my chest. And what I'll do is I'll start doing circles clockwise, counterclockwise, maybe even figure eights, and moving my shoulder in different ranges of motion, doing circles, figure eights, clockwise, counterclockwise. And what happens is it gets the nerves to, how can I say it? It gets the body to reset itself, but it can be painful. This approach that I'm talking about, the passive stretches, it's all about creating comfort. When you create comfort, the body knows what to do. It'll reorganize itself. You don't have to push it to do so. So this is what I would direct you towards as far as relief for what you have going on. And how we would do that, medial knee pain, so that's on the inside of the knee. I'm going to give you specific passive stretches for the inside of the knee. So I would do modules 1 and 2, virtual clinic, stretching lounge, passive stretching section, do modules 1 and 2. I would do modules 3, 1, 2, 3, and 5 and 40. So that would be modules in the passive stretching section, modules 1, 2, 3, 5, and 40. And that's going to address all of the pain that, based on what you're sharing with me, that these stretches would address that pain on the inside of the knee. So that would be your homework going forward over the next couple weeks. Send me another question and we'll answer that on the next call, which will be 2 weeks from today. Okay. The next question here is from John. I have struggled with my knees now for 20 years. I suffered a compound fracture in my right leg and fractured knees. I have no cartilage in the right knee at all. Left knee has little cartilage only. Pain level ranges from 0 to 7 or 8. Comes on days when I have to stand for a while. Can bend my right knee to about 150 degrees, my left knee to about 135 to 140 degrees. The left knee, which I tend to favor, gives me much more of a problem than the right knee. I am continually under pressure to have both knees replaced from wife and friends to the point of aggravation. Having resisted so far, I have had blood clots before and am a mild type 2 diabetic. I tell them it's my knee, not theirs, but the advice still keeps flowing. Cannot straighten my right knee properly, and the specialists tell me I never will, no matter how much exercise I put it through. I do swimming regularly and other exercise when I have time. Love to travel, but these knees turn into a real problem when I have time. Love to travel, but these knees turn into a real problem when I have to walk slowly through museums or go hiking for more than 5 kilometers. 6 months ago, I weighed 95 kilograms, but I've reduced this now to under 86. I plan to get to 80 in a few months. Okay, John, range of motion is not a big deal when we address it from a nervous system perspective. I would do this, stretching lounge, passive stretching section, modules 1 and 2. Modules 1 and 2 and 40, I would work on 10 to 15 minutes in the morning and in the evening. And then I would work with modules 22 and 23 for your hips and your lower back, 10 minutes before you get out of bed in the morning, 10 minutes before you go to sleep at night. That's going to help relax the tension in your lower back, and your body is going to respond. It's going to take the pressure out of what's going on. Work with those. You're going to see amazing results, and we can totally get you full flexion out of the knees. As long as there's nothing, broken or torn, we're good to go. We have a mechanically sound knee. We can handle it. So that's what I would work with for you over the next couple of weeks. So those are all the questions that I have for today. Let's see. If you go over to the Pop-ins, if you are not a member of the Knees for Life Inner Circle, we got a special going on, $97, and you get a ton of stuff. You get both of my ebooks, The Comfort Zone, Stop Your Knee Pain Now. You also get 1 month access in the Knees for Life Inner Circle to interact with me. We also get a conversation, a 30-minute knee pain elimination strategy session, and I think there's one more thing you get. It's escaping me right now, but it's good stuff. You go to the link, it's all there. Check it out. I want to just emphasize that whatever you're experiencing in your knees right now, whatever it is, it can be resolved. It can, and people, they hear me say that and they're like, yeah, but how? You got to follow the principles. You got to follow the principles on how the body is designed to heal itself. Mindset, water, nutrition, breathing, comfort. When you do those right amounts in the right order with the right timing, you create a new reality for your body. It's that simple, and it's also that difficult because we're undoing years of training, years that has taken us and gotten us to this point that's causing the reality that you're experiencing. And I'm just here to tell you that it doesn't have to be that way. It can change. It's going to take a little time, energy, and effort on your part. You can do it if you want to do it. If you commit to it, you'll get those changes. I promise you it will take place. So those are all the questions we have for today. Our next hangout is, let's see, today is the 28th of May. So we will have it on June 11th at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. So until then, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for allowing me to do this work. I love it. I love to hear the results like Edgardo is getting, the relief that he's getting in his body and enjoying himself instead of, thinking that he's a perfect candidate for a knee replacement. So thank you once again. I will see you in a couple of weeks. Be a member of the Inner Circle if you're not. If you're a member of the Inner Circle, participate. Send me questions. I'm here to help, and I can. I'm very good at it. So thank you so much, and I will see you next time.